a peaceful beginning in Tennessee. In 1804, a hardworking farmer named John Bell moved his wife Lucy and their children to the rolling hills of Robertson County, Tennessee. They settled in a rural community known as Red River, now called Adams. The Bell family owned a large farm of over 300 acres. They were respected, church-going people, and their life was peaceful and prosperous. The children ran freely in the fields, the animals were healthy, and the crops grew tall. John Bell was especially proud of his land and worked hard every day to provide for his family. But beneath the peace, something strange was waiting. One evening in 1817, John Bell was inspecting his cornfield when he saw a strange animal. It had the body of a dog and the head of a rabbit. Startled, he raised his rifle and shot at it, but the creature vanished into thin air. That night, the family began to hear loud knocking sounds on the walls outside their house. The knocks moved from wall to wall, as if something unseen circled the home. The children looked out the windows but saw nothing. The next day, John didn't speak of what he saw. He believed it was his imagination. But the knocking returned every night. Sometimes it was tapping. Other times, it was like fists pounding on wood. Soon, the knocks turned into scratching sounds, then loud thuds. The family began hearing whispers in the dark. Furniture moved by itself. The children screamed when their blankets were pulled off in the middle of the night. They were slapped, pinched, and scratched by invisible hands. The youngest daughter, Betsy Bell, was the main target. Her hair was pulled, and red marks often appeared on her face. Then, a voice began to speak. At first, it was faint, like a breeze. But over time, it grew louder and clearer. The voice said its name was Kate. It claimed to be the spirit of a woman who had been wronged, and she had a mission to kill John Bell. The Bell family, now desperate and terrified, told a close friend about the haunting. Word spread quickly. Soon, neighbors came to stay the night at the Bell home. Many of them heard the strange sounds and voices for themselves. The spirit seemed to know everyone's secrets. It could mimic voices and quote the Bible, sing church hymns, and even argue theology. People said it was clever and dangerous. Ministers, skeptics, and the curious all came to see for themselves. Some left convinced. Others refused to return. The town of Red River became known across Tennessee as the site of the strangest haunting in American history. The stories became so popular that even General Andrew Jackson, the famous military leader who would later become the President of the United States, came to visit. In 1819, he and a group of men arrived by carriage. But as they neared the Bell farm, their horses stopped. The wheels locked tight as if gripped by an unseen hand. After trying to fix them for hours, Jackson declared, "By the eternal, boys, it is the witch." That night, one of Jackson's men mocked the spirit. He said he didn't believe in ghosts. Suddenly, he was yanked out of his chair and thrown across the room. The men saw invisible hands slap him across the face. The next morning, Jackson and his group left in fear. The spirit's attacks became more violent, especially toward John Bell and his daughter Betsy. Betsy had recently become engaged to a local boy named Joshua Gardner. The spirit hated this relationship. It screamed at Betsy every night, pulled her hair, and pinched her arms. The attacks were so intense that she broke off the engagement. John Bell's health began to decline. He experienced strange seizures and periods of silence. The spirit laughed at him, calling him names and mocking him in front of others. He was once a strong man, but now he barely left his bed. On the morning of December 20th, 1820, John Bell was found dead in his bed. Beside him was a small vial filled with dark black liquid. The spirit's voice was heard saying, "I gave him that medicine. I fixed him." The family, in shock, gave a small dose of the liquid to their cat. The cat died instantly. They threw the vial into the fire, and it exploded into a burst of blue flames. John Bell's funeral was attended by many, and the spirit mocked the mourners. It laughed and sang throughout the burial. After John Bell's death, the spirit seemed to calm down. It told the family it would leave but would return in 7 years. True to its word, it came back in 1828. But this time, it only spoke to John Bell Jr. They had long conversations. The spirit claimed to know secrets of the universe and made predictions about the future, including the Civil War. After a few weeks, the spirit disappeared again. It said it would return in 107 years, but no major event was recorded in 1935. Still, some believe it never truly left. Today, near the original Bell farm, there is a cave known as the Bell Witch Cave. It is believed to be one of the places where the spirit lived or traveled through. Visitors report hearing whispers, seeing shadows, and feeling icy hands touch their backs. Tour guides take people inside, and many leave terrified. Paranormal researchers from around the world have visited the site. Some captured strange voices on tape. Others saw lights and shadows moving without reason. The cave has become a symbol of the Bell Witch's power, a reminder that the story may still be alive. Many theories have tried to explain the Bell Witch. Some say it was the ghost of Kate Batts, a woman who believed John Bell cheated her in a land deal. Others say it was a demon or even a poltergeist. Some believe Native American spirits were angered by graves disturbed during farming. Skeptics believe the events were a hoax or mass hysteria. But the number of witnesses, including respected people of the time, makes the story hard to dismiss. For over 200 years, no one has proven what really happened. The Bell Witch legend inspired books, documentaries, and horror films. Movies like An American Haunting and The Blair Witch Project were loosely based on the Bell Witch story. The tale has become a permanent part of Southern folklore. Ghost hunters, authors, and tourists still visit Adams, Tennessee in hopes of catching a glimpse of the spirit. The Bell descendants rarely speak of the event. Some deny it happened. Others have shared stories passed down through generations. The fear and mystery live on in their memories. One chilling thing the spirit once said to John Bell Jr. was this: "I am born for more than just revenge." What that meant, no one knows. But it hinted that the spirit had bigger plans or knowledge of something beyond human understanding. It never truly explained why it hated John Bell so much. Some believe the bell, which was testing faith. Others believe it was a spirit trapped in anger. And some think the land itself was cursed long before the bells arrived. Over 200 years later, the Bell Witch haunting is still one of the most famous paranormal cases in the world. Whether it was a ghost, a demon, or a trick of the mind, it terrified a family, a town, and even a future president. In Adams, Tennessee, the legend lives on. Visitors say they still feel watched. Locals tell stories of shadows crossing fields at night. And the Bell Witch cave remains quiet, but never truly silent. The Bell family never asked to be part of history. But their suffering and the strange events that unfolded on their farm have become a chilling reminder of the unknown. Something happened in that small house in the early 1800s, something we still don't understand. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the Bell Witch haunting forces us to question what's real and what might be lurking just beyond what our eyes can see.